exactly you did. Okay, see that? Okay, now it's doing something else. Is that recording?
Yeah,
You sure?
yeah. It's got the red button.
Okay, and it's wound to the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brand new.
Thank you. I told one gentleman we're going to wait for him to get from the bathroom, okay? And we'll start. Just so you know, this is the only non-targeted individual here, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you can start. Okay. First of all, I wrote notes only because I've been on the conference calls many times now, and I realize there's so much to cover that I end up forgetting things. And I want to let everyone know that I'm not talking today about all the individual things I've gone through. You know, you can watch, and it's not even fair for me to tell you you can watch it. I don't know, does anyone here not know that I was on Dr. Phil? Okay, I was on Dr. Phil. The Dr. Phil show, I'm going to probably go out of line a lot and stuff here, but I wanted to say what the Dr. Phil show was for me. A lot of the misconceptions about me is the fact that I never heard of a targeted individual, and I never knew what gang stalking was. Nothing until I was on Dr. Phil. Not because of Dr. Phil, I want to make this very clear. I disliked the man immensely, okay? I did. I went on the show because I needed help, because I've had some very serious, I think everybody's met me for a few minutes. You can tell I'm not mentally ill, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's pretty obvious. I've never had anyone in my entire life think I had anything wrong with me except that I'm, that I'm obnoxious, okay? I went to Dr. Hill because my life was really being ruined, just like every one of yours in here probably, okay? And I went to him for help. I've had some very serious legal cases. I have had a case with the mafia. I have had a case with the Scientologists. I have had a case with all the big names that your people are always spitting out. The truth of the matter is, I didn't really believe that any of them were involved in my harassment. I had no idea. I went to him. I was getting to the point, I'm a very non-suicidal type of person. But I was 5 steps away from considering it because I wasn't going anywhere in life. I was getting fired. I'm a really bright guy. I was getting fired my first day of jobs. I got a bartending job fired my first day. I got a waiting tables. I waited tables since I was 16. I'm the star when I go places. I'm not the person that gets fired. But I was getting fired. I was losing the faith and the belief of my family. They did every single thing that they've done to probably all of you. They discredited me from the bottom up. I'm very open about every single part of my life because the less they have on me, the easier I can sleep. There's no secrets with me. Okay, I have definitely used recreational drugs. I like recreational drugs. It's kind of funny because they've taken away my right to break the law. You know what I mean? Like, as an American citizen, seriously, as an American citizen, if I want to fucking break the law, I should be allowed to break the law and then pay the normal consequences. Jail me. But they didn't. And one of the interesting things about this, I'm definitely going off track of my thing. One of the interesting things about this is when I was using drugs, the reason they chose me using drugs is the fact that I used crystal meth, which is probably one of the worst known drugs to cause paranoia. So what do you do when someone uses drugs that causes paranoia and you're actually giving them, no question, and you're actually giving them a reason to be paranoid? It's exasperating. So I was the perfect victim. And I started noticing things very slowly, just like everyone. I'm no different than everyone. In fact, I want to tell you, I'm going to take an oath right here. I know less about this thing than every single one in this room. And because I was on the Dr. Phil show, most people look to me for advice and stuff, and I'm really not a person that you can look to for that kind of advice. I know less about electronic harassment than anybody. I have been electronically harassed just a few times. They have massively stalked me. I have had as many as 100 to 1,000 cars follow me in one day. They have absolutely implemented. They have had people get into, when I'm partying, I like to have fun and I'll put an ad on Craigslist. I'm going to be instead of X-rated, I'm going to be as family oriented as I can be on this tape. But the sad part is part of this is X-rated. You know what I'm saying? They would find people to target me, to go out with me, and I started sleeping with the enemy. I started to realize that the people I was sleeping with, and this is how honest I am, and, I'm not proud of it, but when I started noticing fishy things, my computers, my phones, everything, from the moment they came to the moment they left, You never saw the evidence on Dr. Phil. Nothing. You saw nothing.
Right, yeah.
That's why I'm going to have a field day in this lawsuit. You know, you see me talk right now. You should see me in court. I won't lose this case. The evidence is so overwhelming. What he prevented you guys from seeing is so despicable. One of the things I started noticing when I got high is before I even got to the dealer's house, I was being followed.
Yeah.
So I started saying to myself, how the hell does he know? So I said, okay, he knows because I'm making a phone call, okay? But I started using someone else's phone. He knows because I'm texting, but I would use someone else's phone. He knows because of the GPS. So I would use a taxi. They were still waiting for me. And then I started realizing that it was coming from the dealers themselves. The dealers were acting extremely suspicious. I picked up everything that they were doing. But of course, sometimes I was high. So what I did is I decided to pretend I was getting high, and because of this, all this stuff going on, I never use it anymore. I'm as clean as a rocket for years. But they got me to stop because I wanted to be sober enough to know that everything I was seeing was right. So I would go, I'd buy the drugs, I'd go into the bathroom, pretend that I was hiding the drugs on my body, flush them down the toilet, and I would come out and pretend I was high. So they thought I was high, and I wasn't. And I was recording in my mind every single thing. Hi, come on in. Who's this?
Victor.
Yeah, you made it, my man. Okay, come on in, Victor, and I'll get your information after. This is Victor. Victor's someone I really wanted here, and you really impressed me that you got here, man. Thank you. Okay, so that's like a bit. Dr. Phil didn't let any of you see the real evidence. What I got on tape and what I recorded from what the dealers were doing. I have been sensitized to certain, I don't really want to talk much about me, so I'm going to end my story very shortly, because it's more about you guys and us. It's not about any individual person here. And that's what I try and tell people when they all contact me. I don't really want to hear everyone's individual story because they blend together, and one of the reasons I wanted to have everyone here is, now that I'm seeing a face, your stories will register with me a little more, but you were just Facebook people to me. Okay, really, to be honest with you. I mixed you guys up. I just didn't know who was who, to be honest with you. I don't have the I don't have the heart to listen to everyone's stories because I know I couldn't really give the answers, and a lot of you expected me to have answers, and I don't. But I do have ways to end this. That's the difference. I don't have explanations for how it's happening all the time, but I do have a plausible way that I think a lot of the ideas I have, I'm going to have to do on an individual one-on-one basis because I have to trust you enough. Because I can play the same game as them. Not all of my things are going to be legal. But we have to play their game. And I'm not going to ever say anything on tape to catch myself in an illegality. But I can tell you individually, when I get to know everyone a little bit more, what some things you can do to entrap them. Okay? And trust me, I don't think they're screwing with me much right now because I think they're aware. One of the little secrets I do, and I'm sure I'm not that smart than anyone in here, so one of the little things I do is any single important email or conversation I need to have with anyone, if it's something that I don't want someone to ever know, you don't get two shots at this with them. This is the U.S. government we're dealing with. I don't know if anyone has any counter opinions, but I'm going to let everyone talk. But my conclusion is the U.S. government. This is the #1 country in the world, right? They are the most powerful country in the world. There is no way for you to stop them from knowing what you're doing. There's nothing you could do about it. So stop buying devices to stop them from seeing what's going on your phone. Stop panicking. Stop saying to me on the phone, I got to be quiet, they're going to hear this. Because they are going to hear it. There's no way for me to shut them out. I've realized that. Before I went on the television show, I was so paranoid. I was getting ready to kill myself because I was losing everything. And I lost everything. But when I started to realize, I want to thank all of you guys because every one of you has opened yourself up to me on Facebook. I've only gotten one person since I was on Dr. Phil to say anything negative to me personally. Like to send me, you're an asshole, you like publicity. Trust me, I don't want this kind of publicity, okay? And I do consider myself a brave person. I would have been less brave if I went on Dr. Phil and knew that I had all these comrades. A lot of people have come up to me and say, why don't you bring 5 people on the show? Why don't you bring 3 people on the show? And we could have defended you. I didn't know what a targeted individual was.
Then how did you get on?
I'll tell you that in a second.
Okay.
I will give you a question and answer period. So write down your questions, okay? I'll tell her right now how I got on. I wrote letters. I went and personally met with the FBI. I met with the Drug Enforcement Agency. One of the things I don't know if you do know, Dr. Phil did not let you know, is I did get caught with drugs. And they came into my house and they told me that I worked for them. And they told me I'm going to jail if I don't cooperate. This is really my let me tell you something, let me explain something though. I'm very rational about this. This was, I really think this was my pre-stalking, my pre-being stalked days. Okay? So let me tell you how I think they use this. This is all my own theories. I don't profess, I'll answer your question in 2 minutes, brother. What they did is they came into my house, they pretended, blah, blah, blah. They got into my house and they told me I'm going to jail if I don't let them do a search. I let them do a search. They put my pit bull, who's the love of my life, all my dogs, in the bathroom. I told them I'm not cooperating if you don't let my dog out of the bathroom. They let the dog out of the bathroom and I said, okay, search. They came out of my bedroom with a vial of drugs. Now let me tell you something. Anyone that ever did drugs knows that everyone has like a drug, I forgot the word right now. I'm not going to waste too much time. No, it's a word like, ritual is the word I'm using. Everyone has a drug ritual. Everyone knows where they stash their stuff, how they stash it. I knew how I stashed my stuff, and I was very sloppy. I just, I'm not going to get into that stuff. So when I knew they came out with it in a container, I knew I knew it wasn't my drugs. And, so I am also a very loyal person. And I had about 8 drug dealers in Florida. This happened in Florida. And I refused to give one of them up because one of the common things you do is you flip. You flip on someone, you cooperate, they let you off the hook, and they arrest the others. But I have a loyalty. I believe that there is loyalty among thieves, whatever the word expression is. So I wouldn't turn any of my friends in. And I believe to this day that some of what they did to get all the dealers in LA to cooperate is what they showed them. Okay, let me back up. Finally, I had to put my dog to sleep. And it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and I really was not, I'm not proud of the fact that I was not strong enough to do this without a drug. I went to a dealer's house at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I said, I need, to get high. Can you, and he wouldn't give me the drugs because I didn't have enough money. I had 400 of the 450. So I said to myself, that's the dealer I'm going to turn in. Because I didn't know him yet. And I went all these months safeguarding and protecting these others. So when I moved to LA and stuff, these dealers were provided information that I turned someone in, which made them very unsympathetic to me. And I don't blame them in a way. The ones I hold it against are the ones that enjoyed what they did to me. It was very bad. I would tell them, whatever you do, don't text me the amounts. I'm making you guys think I used drugs more than I did. I infrequently used. I really did. I was not a regular. But this is what they did when I did use. So I started noticing all these things. But when I started getting completely sober, I was now this person right here you're seeing, and I observed every single thing they did. I went and ran into one of them 3 weeks ago in the store, right here. I went up to him and I whispered in his ear and I said, you are so lucky that I don't kick the living daylights out of you right now because I know every single thing you did to me. And I scared the shit out of him. Because when I was aware this was happening, I could not go to the police. Well, not that I could go to the police on a dealer, but I was too afraid because I was high to seek help. And that's what Dr. Phil used against me. He made fun of my entire theory. I call it the perfect storm. What better way to target someone than when they're high? I had no one I could go to. I could not possibly go to friends, and I couldn't go to the police. So I was a free-for-all against me. And then it came that I heard someone fall off I started hearing noises on my roof, and I told people, I'm hearing someone on my roof. Everyone said, you're using too much drugs. Okay, but I know when I hear someone on my roof. But all of a sudden, one day, he fell off my roof. And my pit bull started barking, and I had 2, and I have a license to carry a gun, and I grabbed my gun at 2 o'clock in the morning in my underwear, and I chased him down the street, and I got him. And I held him down, I kicked him, you motherfucker, because I was pissed. And I called the police, and I got him. On the Dr. Phil show, he said, I contacted the Dr. Phil show a week before the show was to air, and I said, I want to let you know I called the Fort Lauderdale police, and there's no record of it happening. And there are other ways of verifying this. I'm a great lawyer. I'm telling you that I told them the other way of verifying this is you have a duty in law if you're going to put something on the air and someone's telling you that you can't verify it. Hi guys, how are you? Take a seat in the back, please. Can I ask you your names?
Julian.
Hey Julian, how you doing, man?
And Albert.
Hey man, what's up? Okay, so, can anyone tell me where I was? Oh, the report of the guy falling off the roof. Okay. Okay, verified, right. So I told, thank you, sir. So I told Dr. Phil, I have other ways for you to verify this occurred. So Dr. Phil had a duty, by law, a major duty, to verify it in another possible way. But he chose not to. And I got ambushed on the show. Every single thing you see on that show, I got ambushed. You didn't see any of my evidence. For instance, he said, I told him that 30 of the 15 people that responded to my ad on Craigslist were all working for the same company. The company that I concluded was the organization. I figured it all out. What did he say on the show? Coincidence. Now, he cannot, by law, make people think black is white. If 15 out of 30 people that respond to my ad were from the same company, the permutations of that is 1 out of a billion. But what he said on the show was coincidence. When I told him they were using certain jargon to get me, I'm very easy to target. I have a book, my book's life wasted. You see my email's life wasted. My email was before this all started happening. The name of the book is Life Wasted because I have a lot of things in my life that were very interesting that happened that I was writing about. I was in a car accident, everybody died except me. You know what I mean? I came out of the closet very late. I worked in Major League Baseball. I was the only gay executive in Major League Baseball. Tons of stories. So they read my book, they took it off my computer, and they got to learn things about me that I was going to share with everybody in the book that they know now. So I was an easy prey. I'm a poker player. They would take out ads. I love South Africa. They took out an ad about a poker player from South Africa that was exactly the type of guy that I'm turned on by. And they got me to go out with him, you know what I'm saying? But when I started realizing this was happening, I would go out with him, and I call them all prostitutes. You know what? I'm going to skip around a little bit. And when I was up for a couple days, when I was high, I was disgusting. I was the last person in the world that anyone would want to sleep with, okay? But they still did. And that's how I know they're prostitutes, because they did anything to get information on it. And they also, I'm just going to be really blunt, nobody thinks I'm gay when they meet me. So I don't have guys ever coming out and asking me out my whole life, never. I always go, and I'm a very brave guy, I'll go up to any single person I meet and I'll say, hey, I want to go out with you. And if they tell me they're straight, then they become my good friend. And if they're gay, then I get a date, right? But the thing is, I was getting the best looking guys wherever I went, coming up to me and professing their love to me. I have it all on tape. Dr. Phil did not want you to hear this. The tapes, now, this is the first meeting I was going to have with you guys, so there's so many things I didn't bring because I didn't really think that was the agenda. And I'm getting way off subject of what I want to tell you guys. I want to just ask a few questions. I'm trying to prove a point here. How many people were targeted when they were under 20? Raise your hand. How many people were targeted after they were 40? How many people are white? How many people are ethnic? How many people have children? How many people are grandparents? How many people are broke? How many people were broke before this happened? Okay, how many people are broke after this happened? How many people are considered white-collar jobs? How many people are, okay, this one's a funny one. How many people are gay? Wow, I've got dates, I'm kidding around. Okay. The reason I asked you to do this is because everybody that I speak to always has their own theories as to who they're targeting. And it really bothers me. I don't mind if you tell me a reason you think you're targeted, but I don't like when people tell me they know. That's painful for me because I don't know, and I don't think anyone knows, because if you knew, this would all be over. So what we all have is hypotheses. And just like religion, there's one, I'm not very religious, but let's just say there's one God, and we all have different religions, right? And probably pieces of every religion are right, and it's a combination of everything, right? So all your theories are great, but it's the combination of all of them together that's going to help us learn what's really going on. So don't be so stubborn that you're going to stick to your theory and not. I've had people tell me that the people responsible for this, if you read the comments after the Dr. Phil show, one person was constantly saying it's the LA Children's Hospital of LA.
Oh, yeah.
He was driving me crazy. He did call me after the show, I did speak to him. He was stuck on that. I said, so you think the LA Children's Hospital is responsible for the targeting in Japan? And those, okay, now, so what I believe, and these are, I know, I'm telling you, I know less than every one of you, because, you know, you guys are all on Facebook a lot, I'm not. And I know that a lot of you might be upset that I give you one-word answers and stuff. I don't have time to, like, give me credit for the fact that I'm even responding to you, because I don't know you really yet, and I get so many emails a day and phone calls, it's painful for me. And you guys leave me very long messages, it's very painful for me. You know, but you'll see that I'm very quick to get my phone number out. I'm very quick to say hello to you guys and let you know that I'm for real. But until I know you personally, I really can't trust much. And that's one of the reasons I wanted everyone to meet each other. So now when you're all on Facebook, you're going to like, hey, what's up? Because you really know each other now. And okay, so that's some of the things I wanted to say. You know, I'm not going to, you know, go into the details because every one of us has probably, you know, I'm probably lucky because I'm not getting electronic harassment, and it's very painful for me to hear all you guys that are. I don't doubt you at all. I believe every one of you. I don't believe every single thing you're saying. I believe that you believe it, and I also believe that 90% of you are probably 100% sane. Let me tell you my theory on the sanity part. There are three different types of people. There are people that are mentally ill to begin with, and you're being targeted because you're mentally ill. That's really scary because no one's ever going to believe you. So I want to be the person that I fight for you guys. But I don't want you to be in battle with me because you'll make me lose the battle. But I'm not putting you down for being mentally ill. There are those of you that are mentally ill because of this. When I say mentally ill, I just mean anxious, whatever, you know what I mean? I have nothing against mentally ill people, okay? I mean, you know, I know that I'm not, but I feel sorry for those that are. Dr. Phil treated me, if you think about it, he was creating the image that I was mentally ill. What a horrible way to treat me if I was mentally ill, right? To ambush me? I told him I was suicidal before the show. Why would you want to? There's a lot of things you guys don't know. I told them before the show, I had reason to believe that they were going to be at the show. So I told the person in charge of the tickets, I'm really concerned that there's going to be some of the people from this organization at the show. And he asked me on the air, I think they cut this and you guys never see it, but he said to me, do you think anyone in the audience is one of them? Do you know how humiliating that was to me? Because I really believed it. And let me tell you, when I say really, I'm going to just tell you like a couple things. I'm going to tell you two stories, and very soon I'm going to hand the mic over to you guys. And I'm going to also tell you my plan, okay? And that's it, and then I'm done talking. This is when it all came together for me. I thought it was the mafia or something. I've had some very serious cases. I want you guys to know that Dr. Phil had all of the evidence of every one of my cases. When he came out and showed you guys the 3 videos of me, I do look delusional. I wrote back to a lot of people that said I'm mentally ill and said, I don't blame you, I thought I was mentally ill too. Based on what you saw, I looked mentally ill. So I don't harbor any bad feelings for anyone who feels that way. And if any of you guys came up to me and I wasn't targeted, I would not believe you. I wouldn't believe you. So the fact is, you have to realize that that's the way America is. And if you want America on your side, you have to spoon feed them. They're not going to believe this electronic harassment yet. You're not going to believe it. You can try to push it down the throat, but you're going to be hurting yourselves. Start with the NSA. They're all believing Snowden. They all believe everything about that. There is our in. Use it. Now, I'm skipping way out of turn right here, but I'm just telling you, one of the goals I have here is, first of all, I was going to tell you that you have to spoon feed. I was looking for a group. I don't see it really here. I was hoping I was going to have 200 people here, and I wanted to get people from every area of the LA counties to call each other when something's happening, so you can get evidence. Let's just say I have had as many as he's not here today, the person, and I can tell you, I called him while I was being followed, while there was 50 cars surrounding me. It was scary. I went to a parking lot. No one was in the parking lot. I parked my car at 2 o'clock in the morning and I was surrounded by cars. I filmed the whole thing. When I left and went home, it was off my iPad. I'm telling you how strong this government is. There's nothing they cannot do. We don't even have a little scintilla of it. So don't be scared from it. Embrace it. Here's the things I don't talk about on the phone. I never want them to know they're winning. So I will never let them know they've affected me. If someone says, how's your job or whatever, I'm not going to tell them anything that's going to give away that they have succeeded. Not that they don't know, but I'm not going to be the one. So when someone wants to get into that kind of conversation with me, I won't. As far as them like knowing about the meeting and stuff, yeah, this room is very likely bugged. There could be one person here that's, I don't even know what the good word, I call them perps because that's what everyone told me they were. There's probably someone that might be someone paid. I don't know, but I'm not afraid of anything I'm saying right here. So I don't give a damn. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Trying to take a leadership role is doing one of two things to me. It's either going to get me killed or it's going to get me off the list. But I'm going to stay fighting anyway because we are seeing things, these people in this room, that no one, you know how they say that no mother should see their child killed, dead? We should never have seen the things we have all experienced. It is the cruelest thing. I've also wrote a big piece on which I really liked, and I meant to take it off on Facebook, what the United States is going to be like when this is fully understood. Does anyone read that post I wrote? It's my favorite post I ever wrote. Let me tell you what the United States is going to be like in 5 years. The entire government is going to be overthrown. When I say overthrown, not with a new dictatorship. No one that has any knowledge of this, what's been happening, will allow to be in government. This will be post-Germany, post-Nazi Germany. I also work for the Justice Department. I am a Nazi on it. You can look at my record. In 1987, I worked for the department, the Justice Department Office of Special Investigations, Nazi War Criminal Division. The person I work for is a judge here in LA. He retired. He's now the head of legal for Pepperdine University, and he's my #1 confidant. He spoke to that and said, I'm fine. And he's going to assist me a little bit with my efforts. He's very much involved in human trafficking. That's his thing. But I'm going to follow some of the paths he's used in the fighting human trafficking and apply them to us. And I'm also, one of the other things I want to tell you guys is we need to raise money. And I don't really know that everyone in here can, but I can. But I'm only going to do it with the belief that we can raise money when we fight the NSA. No one is going to give me money to fight electronic harassment. Okay? No one. Not one person, and I won't ask anyone. But they will give me money if I want to fight. I put posts all the time, Snowden, I love him, and I do. I love the guy. I was also going to tell everyone that I have an idea that we should all seek asylum in Venezuela. The reason I wanted it, you're going to have to put that hand in. The reason I want to seek asylum in Venezuela is to embarrass the United States. Imagine if 100 people seek asylum in one of the worst governments in the world. That's to tell everybody we have a lousy government ourselves. I used to be proud to be an American, and I am not anymore. I went out and I was in Palm Springs last weekend, and I saw all these gay people out, and all these trannies out, and all these straight people out. And I said, wow, I got goosebumps. This is such a free country. And I loved it. And then I remembered that I'm a targeted individual. I'm not really free. And I hated it. I resent what they've done to me. They've taken away 5 years of my life. And I didn't finish telling you what I feel about what this country is going to be like in 5 years. Everyone associated with what's been happening is going to be out of the government. Everyone. Anyone that even has an association to it is going to be distrusted by the public. They're going to be kicked out of office. We're going to have a whole new government. Do you remember 9/11? The reparations that everyone got that was affected? Every one of you is going to be a millionaire. Every one of you is going to be given millions of dollars by the United States government.
Me?
You too, brother.
There's a $100,000 cap, no way.
Because it's going to be reparations. There's going to be a monument in Washington, D.C. to pay tribute to what we have been through. Don't forget, when it comes out, it's going to come out all at once. It's going to be overnight, all at once, this country is going to change. About law, I want to tell everybody here about lawyer. Yeah, I'm a lawyer. I'm getting requests from everyone every day to help them with legal suits. Every single day, all over it. Okay, let me tell you about that, how I feel about that. Number one, I am in debt to my parents because of what's happened to me, hundreds of thousands of dollars. They've supported me. I'm embarrassed by that. It disgusts me. They've worked hard to put me through law school. I've got a master's degree. And they never asked for anything. Now's when I want to pay them back. But now, I finally got a job. And I've made myself so invaluable at this job. And I've set up booby traps. You can't fire me from that job because of the booby traps that I can't really tell any of you that I've done. And the boss loves me and I love being there. But I'm going to be paying people back. Now, people want me to do legal work for them. Okay, number one, I'm only in jurisdiction in California. That's the first thing. All the people that contacted me from Nebraska, can't do anything about you. Number two, I don't have the time of day. I'm working 60 hours a week right now, and I'm still broke, and every cent I'm going to is trying to pay my parents back. Number three, I don't know about all areas of law. For me to get up to date on all the areas of law, I would have to spend many hours. I have the capability, it wouldn't take me that long, but I don't have the time. And you'd have to pay me something. Now, I'm not even going to tell you what it would take because I'm not going to do it. But I'm telling you, I can't work for free. I have to. When you're on an airplane and the plane's going down, what do you have to do? You have to put the respirator over your mouth, if that's the word, over your face first, and then save your children. If I go down first, I can't do anything else to help anyone. So I have to make sure I can cover my rent. I have to be able to eat. And then I can take these stands I'm taking. And I haven't even begun my crusade. This is the beginning. One of the reasons I wanted to meet everybody is I'm calling this, I don't want anyone to be offended. I have something I call the Dream Team. And what it is 25 individuals. Hey sir, how you doing? What's your name?
My name is Lauren.
Okay, hey, you're part of this meeting, TI?
Yes.
Okay, take a seat. We'll all talk to you in a minute. How you doing? Okay. Is he someone you invited? Oh, okay. So, I've had to vet this guy. I'm only kidding. He's good. He's my little warrior guy that I met 2 weeks ago, and I've taken a liking to this kid. Okay, I'm just letting you know because he has my back. So what I want to tell you is, can anyone tell me where I left off?
The dream team.
Okay, I'm putting together a dream team, and what this dream team is going to be is, I got on the Dr. Phil show. I know everybody in Hollywood. I want to tell you a funny story. Here's my phone. I have 3,000, and my cigarettes. I have 3,500 contacts on this phone. 6 months ago, all my contacts were missing, and there was only 34 contacts on my phone. All 34 contacts were people that I had a problem with, drug dealers. Anyone I didn't want on this phone was the only people on this phone. I went, this is what they do. They play games with you. But you know what I did? Instead of going crying on Facebook to everybody, I posted it proudly. If anyone saw me on Facebook a couple of weeks, I want to tell you another story about this. But if anyone saw me on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, there's this guy, Robert McCullum or whatever.
E. Mueller.
Mueller, thank you.
Mueller, yeah.
Right. He hit me up, and he had an FBI thing in the background, and this is one of the clues. He had sexuality, men and women, but he looked like he was the biggest Republican in the world. I knew it was bullshit. Okay, so I wrote him a toast and I posted it to everybody. Are you trying to fuck with me or just fuck me? Something like that. Okay, he got me. He disgusted me, to be honest with you, and I posted everything. Let me tell you how strong the government is. You have to understand that everyone can be three things. You can either be a perp, you can be the government. There's such a thin line between a targeted individual and a perp, because we all blend together, because we're all damaged. Every one of us is damaged. So we take on acts that can be perp-like, and that's why we turn on each other. You have to really think carefully before you accuse someone. There's so many things that I have misunderstood about people, but I realize after speaking to them, that they're not like this because they're a perp, or they're not like this because they're mentally ill. They're like this because of what has happened. So you can't really accuse people. You know what I'm saying? The characteristics of the people are the same. And then there's people masking themselves as perps that aren't. And there's people masking themselves. There's perps pretending they're FBI. And there's FBI pretending they're perps, even though they're the same thing. And then there's targeted individuals. I think you all know what I mean. What else did I want to tell you? So on this phone, they reappeared. I have 3,500 contacts on this phone again. And I went to T-Mobile. This is all part of I only do this to collect evidence, but I do it in a fun way. Like, instead of getting upset when a targeted individual fucks with me, when a perp fucks with me, if anyone have a problem with me saying that word?
No.
Okay, thank you. Instead of being upset with it, I go, oh, more evidence, and I use the evidence like it's in a file, and I have 5 copies of it. Okay, because my house has been broken into. They have definitely screwed with me. Okay, I want to tell you that I'm hesitant to tell certain things about me, even though I'm an open book, because they'll hurt me in the lawsuit. And my aim is, I've asked for $10 million, and I can promise everyone here that I'm going to get at least 2. I've only filed 5 cases. I've won them all. I don't file a case unless I'm completely right. This is the most lopsided case I'm ever going to have. Let me tell you, I know I'm skipping around, but let me tell you what, when you want to, a lot of people think I'm filing a defamation case against Dr. Phil. It's not really defamation. It's not even making someone in a false light. I'm not even using that. It is one of my causes of action. Most of my causes of action against Dr. Phil are fraud, misrepresentation, gross negligence, concealment, breach of fiduciary duty, and there's some other things where I'm going to get a lot of money from it. Because if I have to use the defamation cause of action, I have a duty to prove that what I'm saying is true. And while I can probably prove most of it's true, it's easier for me to prove that he was negligent and reckless and breached his fiduciary duty by failing to let everyone in America see my evidence. He intentionally acted with malice. The fact that he ambushed me about the person falling off the roof is one of my 3 great pieces of evidence, because it proves he acted with malice with everything else he did. If you can't act with malice with one thing and not have malintent with everything else. So let me wrap up pretty quickly. Just want to make sure there's not something I really want to. Okay, so what I want to do for here. So my dream team. The dream team was 25 individuals that I want to put together, and these people are going to be people that most important characteristic of these people is self-restraint. You have to be able to be in front of cameras and not tell everyone that you're being electronically assaulted, even if you are. And I know if you're in front of a camera, you're going to want to tell that. So I need people that have self-restraint. I need people that come across as credible, that it doesn't matter what race you are, it doesn't matter how old you are, you have to come across as credible. And, credible is like the definition of pornography. I don't know if something's pornographic, you just know it when you see it. That's the definition by the Supreme Court. There's no definition, you just know it when you see it. That's like this. I mean, credible is someone you're probably going to believe. So I'm looking for those people. And they're hard to find because every one of us has been damaged. And I've become friends. I have about 10 people right now on the dream team. One's from Arkansas, one is from Florida, 2 are from LA, one of them is from Denver, one of them was supposed to be on the U.S. Olympic baseball team. So those are the examples. I want people that when America looks at them, they're going to say, I believe them. That doesn't mean they shouldn't believe every one of you. They should, but they're not going to. So we have to find representatives that are going to make them believe them.
Is this for a federal case, state case?
Okay, thank you for mentioning case. I guess I did do a really good job of saying, don't come to me with law, because I don't believe in the legal system. If I was going to file a suit, it would take 5 years. I'm 51. I don't want to be 56 when this is over. I want to be 52. Okay, that's my goal. 1 year. I am not doing this for 5 more years of my life. Okay, I'm not doing it.
So what is it for? What is
It is 25 people I can call upon for whatever I might need, whatever comes up. Let's just say I can get us on Nightline. 25 people I can bring on Nightline. Let's just say I can get Dr. Phil to do a new case, a show. 25 people to bring on Dr. Phil. Let's just say I raise funds and I want to get a billboard. 25 people to be on the billboard. Let's just say I get enough money where I can put an article, a full-page article in the New York Times. For the New York Times article. You know what I'm saying? You get what I see why I need a dream team? Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna just say 2 more things and I'm gonna take questions, okay?
They would have to know how to carry the conversation.
Absolutely.
Handle
You
the
got it.
stuff. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the only way you can keep a friend is these days if you don't tell them what's going on.
Absolutely.
And they can think.
You got it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so,
You don't understand?
I'm seeing all kinds of notes I wrote here. 12 pages of just buzzwords and stuff, and I could probably talk for another 10 hours, and I haven't told you one single thing about the thousands of things that have happened to me. It doesn't end, but I know the reason I don't try and talk about it is because it's happened to all of you, and some of you might be interested, and that's why I was on a couple conference calls. I don't enjoy those conference calls, to be honest with you. I don't go and get on them because I can't keep listening to people's problems, because I have problems. I'm not a therapist. I happen to be a very sensitive guy, and they bring me down. And I'm trying to encourage you guys to live your life the best you can with what's going on. Don't be paranoid about like the parking spot. Maybe some of you have a right to be because you really have been broken into. For those people, don't take me too seriously. But for other people that are paranoid for no reason, just try and get a grip of like, trust me, I know that you have a right to be paranoid because I've seen what they've done. It is sickening. Hello? Yo! What are you doing in here? What was that? Yeah, come on in, bro. Yeah, you're welcome. More than welcome. Come on, man. What's your name? Poor kid. Okay. So, I'll catch up with you later. You may join us. Okay. So, okay, I'm just going to tell you about the war I have in mind, okay? I don't see a lot of people in here that I think would really be able to go along with what I want to do. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'd say about everyone here, I'd say about 8 that would probably, I would feel comfortable doing this with. I want to close down the 405. I want to close it down. I want to block the 405 with our cars. Okay? That's my idea. I want to handcuff ourselves to the Supreme Court. No close to that one? Listen, I don't want page 17. I want front page news. Once you're on the front page, they have to investigate what we're doing. And another thing, one of the most important things I'm going to say, do not do things alone. This guy over here, do you mind me singling you out? Sure. I love this kid. I never met him before. I didn't like him on Facebook, but I like him now. That's one of the reasons I called everyone together. I couldn't stand him. Okay, but I love the kid. Because he's a really sweet guy, and he's got a really serious problem, and I'm seeing it right now. But he sent me an email last week that he's going to go protest by himself to the supermarket. And I wrote him back, don't waste your time. Worst thing you could do, you'll be thrown in a mental institute. Okay? You need 50 people together that are mentally sane protesting, or they're going to, okay, I'm going to take questions right now. Start with you, then you.
Okay, I carried evidence to prove I don't have no mental disorder.
Try and get them on, okay?
And went right downtown in LA handing out flyers. But I had to carry evidence that I was not mental and still
Okay, that's very good. Cool.
not. And protected.
And you need to all have in your wallets people you can call. You need to just never conquer anyone by yourself. I made that big mistake. Okay, big mistake. I spent 3 days after the show in a mental institution. Okay, I think you all know I think you know I'm not mentally ill. They lied about what I said. Okay, I went to the police station because my house was burglarized. I told them my house was burglarized, and I had a big fight with them because they weren't taking care of business here in Hollywood. And I said to the chief, and I'm going to possibly, a lot of people want me to handle all their lawsuits. I can't even finish mine. I told them I carry a gun, and if someone does not take my business serious, when someone breaks into my house in the middle of the night, I will shoot them. That's all I said. And then I said, I lied because I said one more thing. I said, and then I'll feel so guilty I'll probably shoot myself in the head. Now that is not the definition of an imminent danger, is it?
No.
Okay, but I got put into a cop car, handcuffed, and I spent 3 days. And you want to hear something? I am not bipolar. I like recreational drugs. I'm never going to use them again, though. And I read the psychiatry report on me. I'm bipolar for the first time. How am I doing this if I'm bipolar? Okay? So that's called, they painted a picture of me. What it says in the police report is I threatened to shoot everyone in the police department. Now look at me. Do you really think, I mean, you only know me a few minutes. Do you really think I would say that in the police department? Do you think I'm so stupid? So it's bullshit. Then the shrinks met me, and I thought the shrinks were going to so obviously know I wasn't sane that I was even making jokes to them, so I don't even know, I don't know what I said, but I was like I used my own personality, whatever it is, good or bad. And they kept me the whole 3 days. And I did tell them when I got there, they wanted to give me a sedative, and I just held up my arm and I said, give it to me, man, because I wanted to sleep all 3 days. Who wanted to be awake in that thing, right? I wanted to sleep, wake up, and get out. So when I read what they did, I mean, what they accuse me of being, it's just absolutely nuts. I want to tell you that I've also seen therapists. And the reason I've seen therapists is because I definitely think I have post-traumatic stress syndrome. It's definitely healing because of learning that I'm not that I thought I was crazy, but learning that it's not the mafia just after me, learning like from everyone else's misery has helped me in a way, and it hurts me because at least I know I'm not alone. So in that way, you guys have really helped me a lot. But it's also taken away the stress. Why are they after me? What are they doing? But Dr. Phil abused me when he showed the depiction of me. You can tell I'm not looking over my shoulder. I'm not that kind of paranoid. I'm not, ooh, you know, he showed that video log of me like I'm terrified every walk he completely presented me in a very, very painful light. It was painful.
All chemos.
I want to tell you that the way he helped me was that I want to thank everybody because everybody wrote in that was a targeted individual. Many of you guys that were targeted individuals wrote in to the comments, to the doctor's show on Facebook. And everyone that's a targeted individual, someone that has experienced something similar to me, has said something favorable for me. The other 99% of the population absolutely said I'm a crazy, meth addict, okay? I don't blame them. I told you, I wrote to them and said, I don't blame you either. I look like a meth addict on there because of what he said about me. But the way it hurt me is because I am recognized now all over the place. And if you're not a targeted individual, you look at me like I'm crazy before you know me. And that's the main damages I'm getting from Dr. Phil. He's ruined my life. And let's see, maybe I'm going to say a couple. So I told you like some ideas. So the kind of the kind of things I want to do are very, very dangerous things. Legal, and I want to say on camera and on film that I'm going to check the legalities of anything I claim we're going to do. There are some things like closing the 405. If I find out that that is going to be a very big violation, I'm going to say that we don't do it. So I don't want them to okay. But I'm going to think of some very, very strong protests that we can do. I also think that people should disclose in writing to people around them or to distribute publications. I know Mr. Chris over here would like to do that. To your neighbors. None of my neighbors like me. No one. In my old neighborhood now. And I'm not someone you don't like. I'm the guy that goes over and helps the old lady. I'm the guy that will play with your dog. I am that guy that you like. I'm the guy that you're going to invite to your party. But I wasn't. I was someone that when you saw me, they ran in. So I believe that they either said I was a pedophile or a drug dealer, which I'm neither. Never, nor was I. Even when I partied, I was one person over my house at a time, very quiet, stayed to myself. So I'm going to just tell you that one of the things I do is I write emails from the library. I change only when it's important. I obsess over this. I have some operations going on to save me right now. And I've done it by talking to people in person. Because sometimes you only have one shot at really, if you come up, I know I'm being vague on this and I have to be. Sometimes you only have to have one shot at getting out of this. It means you might have to lie or something. I don't know. I'm not going to tell anyone what I've done. Everything I've told you today is true. But you can use email accounts at the library or something, and if you need to say something important to someone, never use that email again. Because if it comes back to your regular email account, if you access it from home, it will be read. Okay? They accessed every one of my cell phones within a day of me getting it. Even the cheap ones. They sent out emails of my photographs. They took photographs of me having sex. They weren't even there. I put my phone down. And then I looked at my phone and it was full of photographs. Obviously, it was my fault for obviously positioning the phone in a way that they could find that angle. That was a coincidence, but they did it. Use the U.S. mail a lot. Now, put things, when you're doing things, create little things so you know if your mail has been broken into. You know what I do? I mean, this is really funny. I'm just going to tell you. I got a little bit of hair, and I just take a scissor and I clip a piece of hair before I leave for work, and I stick it on things. And if that hair is missing at the end of when I come home, I know they look.
They know that you put the hair there.
They do, but for them to look at it, they're not going to be able to put it back in the same exact place. Impossible.
There you go. Thank you.
Impossible. And you should see the way I do it. Okay? And I take a photograph of it before I leave.
There you go.
Now here's the dangerous part of that. They are able to access my iPad and delete my photos. So they can always play chess and beat me, But I've got a lot of things that now is in a vault where they're never gonna be able, like, I am scot-free as far as I'm concerned with evidence for Dr. Phil. Okay, I'm gonna just say one more thing that I think is the best thing of evidence in the world, and it might cost a little bit of money, but hidden microphones. Go on eBay, find yourself hidden microphones. It's nothing better than than conversations people are having that they don't know you're listening to. That's what they do to you, so do it back. Doesn't mean you have to use it legally for a lawsuit, but at least you'll be clued in on what's going on, right? I'm telling you, you can't believe what I've taped. It's unbelievable. And I would show it to someone. I said, I fucking taped you too.
Be careful, I had evidence, audio evidence, and my handler, I'm like, oh my God, I've got evidence, and I held it. He put his ear to it to listen in a very odd manner. He erased it while I played it, while he listened to it.
Okay, so then let's listen to what she just said. Be careful, okay? Be careful. Use it intelligently. What you really want that tape for is to find out what's going on, not to prosecute them. Wouldn't you love to know if someone's really involved?
Well, where do you put it?
They won't-
They won't know.
Okay, I'll get into this really briefly. They have things right now, you can get them on eBay for as low as $30, but you only get one shot at them. Because once you leave it somewhere, you're never going to really be able to retrieve it. They're this big. You go and you put it somewhere, you let it drop out of your pocket. You don't do it like you're placing a bug. Just let it drop out. Throw a piece of garbage away or something. Like it's just, I don't have the name, but I'll okay? And you can, it's a SIM card. You can call the SIM card from your phone and hear everything going on when you want to.
One of those.
Everyone should get one. It's your ticket out of this.
What do you call
Okay,
it?
good, she has one, so she'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
It's your ticket to freedom. Okay? That's brilliant that you have one, I love that. Okay, so I'm gonna close what I'm saying right here. I also hang certain chains on my cabinet. They're kind of chains, like things that every time you touch them, the formation changes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's no way to put them back in the position you left them. No way. So just put them on your cabinet. You'll know something that they might take things anyway, but you'll know. And of course you can tape record. I'm just saying, I'm giving you some slightly different ideas.
What I actually did before when I was in DC, I had to leave from here and go to DC, and I had to leave from DC and come back here. Targeting was the most heaviest in Washington, DC. But when I got a room, it was the heaviest. And I'm talking directed energy weapon torture.
I want to let you know that that's one of the 4 places in the country I haven't targeted. I've been targeted in Florida, DC, Vegas, and here.
Yeah. California, they say, has 37% of target.
Remember I told everyone I took a poll of everybody where you're all from? I'm just trying to let you know. Don't ever come to conclusions that they're targeting you because you're this or that. They're targeting reasons we don't know yet.
Nobody knows.
Right.
Nobody knows why it's targeted.
But it doesn't
It
Okay, that's a theory.
They make a
As
lot
long
of.
as, try and preface everything so you don't offend anyone. My theory is, or I believe, because it's offensive to me when people try and push things down my throat. So like everything I told you today, I preface with it's my opinion. And I also told you that I know less than every single one of you in here about targeting. I'm just telling you, all I told you is my experiences. I haven't told you definite theories. Have you heard me say that? All I said is generally I think it's the government.
Federal government.
Well, yeah, the federal, and probably the state too, but you know. So listen, I'm going to get off here right now, and I'm going to let I want to know, first of all, okay, question. I'm sorry.
What you actually mentioned earlier is that what you could do, whether you have a lock or not, once you close your door, because I rented a room, you can lay down a shirt and a special,
Absolutely.
and a special shade. As soon as you lay it out, close the door. So if anybody opens it, whether you lock your door or not, anybody that opens it,
Absolutely.
it's going to push that shape away.
You know
Once
what?
that
Let me
shape
give you a
is
handshake.
pushed, you will know. They will not put it back the way it
Could
was.
they go out or
I
down?
do that exactly. I think that's great.
Yeah.
I take like a piece of paper, I crinkle it up, and I put it at my front door, and like when I'm leaving, I just like keep the door open a crack, and I put it right there. So when I come home, I open the door, and I look to see if it's moved already. Little things.
So they
But don't
go
get
out,
obsessed with this shit.
they'll walk in it and you get a black light.
Are you becoming more of a believer or not? Because I know you're going like.
I'm an extreme believer.
Oh, you are?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
I've been doing
Well-
research on,
Okay, I didn't think you were.
Yeah.
on
Okay, so look, who wants,
specifics.
any more questions to me?
I have a question.
Okay. She went to school at the same college as me,
And
and I'm not Catholic, but I'm a Buddhist.
It's all over the news now that vets or the veterans, the military veteran concerns. I mean, there's really obvious issues with the VA. I used to work for the VA.
That they're targeted or that they're involved?
They're being targeted, there's suicide.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Vietnam veterans that are targeted. I've seen a lot of them murder killings.
I want to tell you something, Dave. What Dr. Phil showed you on the show, I'm sorry, Marty, I didn't mean that.
They know what's going on.
This organization is a little difficult to find. You don't search.
Try and catch the general conversation of people together.
Probably why so many government shows. I wish we had.
Oh, that's on?
I had to just start going to Google and punching in like the kind of stuff
Those guys?
that's happening. And I got a lot of websites that really weren't very good. And I had to sift through a lot of information before I happened across this.
What's on here? Well, okay, no, but that's only panning to everyone.
Yeah, but they don't, they just corner.
Then don't get them. Like, they don't mind, oh, excuse me, they don't mind, they don't mind. Okay, that's a lot of people. Okay? Well, thanks. Okay, guys, let's get, no private discussions, let's have like one person at a time talking to everybody.
I have
Okay.
a question.
Okay.
Matt. Do you think that you're implanted or have you been implanted?
No.
Do you know of anyone who has?
Let me tell you something. I say that there's a few people in here that have been implanted, and this is my skepticism, okay? I want to know if you've been implanted. I want to see the implant. I want to see the scar where they took it out. It's just me, because I've talked to some very knowledgeable people that told me it's kind of that I don't want to actually. I don't really want to put anyone down or say I don't believe it, because I've seen things I never thought I would have ever seen before. So I don't. Do you really think you're implanted?
Yeah.
Where's the implant? Is it in you now?
You know what, I think it's either here, and I'm not exactly sure, because since the perpetrators have been keeping me down so much, that I haven't even been able to work nor come up with the funds, nor even go process my benefits, nor through the VA either.
Why do you think you have a chip?
I believe there's an implant, and I
Why?
do believe it 100%. I mean,
Why? Evidence.
look, V2K, voice to skull, it can also be done through the RFID chip.
Okay.
don't
It's
take
also,
it.
it's a shared
Okay.
consciousness.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
telling you, this is a spiritual one.
Okay, no private conversations. Everything's public here.
Okay, I've been scanned, with Dr. Hall and
Okay.
stuff like that. But on the shoulder, I was thinking 1 or 9, because I know it could be a target individual, whatever you want to be called.
Okay.
Without the chip, but I won't believe it until I go in that big machine.
Cool.
I can't,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Cool. Okay.
until I.
She just said she's not going to believe until she goes into that big machine and finds out. You, I don't know your name.
Yeah, I've been implanted before.
What's your name?
My name is Norris.
Okay, hey Lawrence, what's up, buddy?
All right. Yeah, and I have proof. I have a CT scan which demonstrates a foreign object. It was put in during was supposed to be a.
Did you say you don't want to be on camera?
No, I would rather not be
Okay.
on camera, but I am being targeted, so. yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, not cool. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
okay.
But
And,
yeah, I had a CT scan of it. It was-
okay,
it was
so look,
implanted.
my mind is wide open. Like if you guys tell me that you have an implant, after what I've seen in this world, I
I
don't
have
think any.
a verification, validation from the group that scanned me.
Okay.
There is a theory going around on dataasylum.com that the chemtrails, they are filled with smart vest as well.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll get to that, okay, because I want to, hey man, what's up, buddy?
This for you, man, I gotta go.
You gotta go?
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, thank you, you came a long way. Nice to meet you, brother. Did you sign in for me at the desk back there? Would you do that for me? The very back? You'll see a table with a chair, yeah. Okay, I want specific questions. Any? Okay, who wants to speak? Okay, ask your question.
I think your idea of changing off the 405 is terrific. However, unfathomable, unreachable, undoable. But I have another idea.
Okay,
A small 405. I lived in West Hollywood in the late 60s after I graduated college on Fairfax Avenue and had a small business I started.
Okay.
I would Sunset Boulevard, Sunday morning,
Okay.
the strip, loaded with hippies, you know, talking the whole thing.
Right.
Just they cut off parking on the strip. It was
Okay.
ruinous to business.
That's a great idea.
The Sunset Strip, if you put all those merchants, but you cannot make them angry with us.
Okay.
That's what the hippies
Right,
did.
yes, you have to, it's a very delicate balance, because
It
we're gonna piss people off and stop them from going to work and stuff. So that's why I'm open to like
But
lots of
that's,
ideas.
that's a microcosm. It will get on a newspaper
Right.
worldwide,
Cool.
the strip. Sunset
Okay,
Boulevard.
how many, I need to get a show of hands. How many people want to get up here and tell their story for 2 minutes? Raise your hand. Okay, well, I want more hands. Okay, I'd like everyone to speak for 1 minute, okay? I gotta get an idea. I gotta get an idea what's going on here, okay? Is everyone willing to do that? Okay, let's just start with Trish. Hey, wait, is there a question?
I want someone else to go first, just so I have an example of what to say.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go last, because I told you how I want you to.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
How about you, brother? First? Okay. Listen, anyone have a clock? You can time? 2 minutes. Just keep it 2 minutes. Go. Stand up here. He's gonna tape you. I want you to tape him. Tell your story, brother. Say your name.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to say your name if you're not comfortable
Well,
with that.
TIs, my name is John Mendoza, and I live in San Fernando Valley, all right? And
No cursing.
I've been fighting this my own, and I was skeptical of having other TIs, and I was trying to search for other TIs because actually I only need 2 TIs in my side to prove my case, you know? And then before I met this guy, I saw some subject in the YouTube, Dr. Phil show. And I didn't even want to watch it, you know? And then, but I was going to the talk show, and then they told me somebody with the name Black Wasted, who was a lawyer and this and that. So I contacted him. Later on, I found that it was him on the Dr. Phil show. Yeah, I have many ideas as well, you know? I think we need to fight them. I'm just gonna repeat what he said. We have to fight them, we have to let them taste the same medicine that they tasted. I do it myself. Without you guys, I'll do it anyway. Okay? This is why this guy liked me, because can I say the word jerk? I'm a jerk. Okay, and I like targeting the perps. Okay, I got me a personal complaint to the LAPD because I know that's them. Number one, I saw them with my own 2 eyes.